do here?
You know what? This is just like a breath of fresh air. I'm not kidding. I think it's been day 5, day 6. I don't even know what day it is, to be honest. But it's just everyone's in it for the right reason. Everyone's in it. You have great energy. You have great people. And at the end of the day, everyone's putting aside their agendas and doing what's best for the team. And let me tell you, it is refreshing and everyone's excited to be here.
Remember when Angel Reese and Kennedy Carter tried to intimidate Caitlin Clark, believing there would be no consequences? When defenders could take cheap shots while officials stayed silent? That time has officially come to an end.
She needs an enforcer. She needs a brute that will wreck people if they wreck her.
Sophie Cunningham just arrived at Fever Training Camp with a statement that's making waves across the WNBA. The experienced sharpshooter and black belt in Taekwondo isn't just here to compete. She's stepping in as the protector of the league's most targeted young star. In this video, we'll break down Sophie's performance in camp, her powerful interviews, and how she's becoming the Indiana Fever's quiet force against all the on-court aggression. If you're fired up, drop CC and Sophie in the comments below. Let's dive in.
Sometimes you need one of those players on your team. You need one of those enforcers. Every good player, by the way. Every good player, every good team that is a super duper star. Most of the time have enforcer type players.
Remember when Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA as the most anticipated rookie in league history. The excitement was undeniable. But as the season progressed, it took a sharp and unsettling turn. A troubling trend began to emerge, catching both fans and analysts off guard. The stats reveal a disturbing reality. 17% of all flagrant fouls in the entire WNBA last season were committed against just one player, Caitlin Clark. Let that sink in. In a league filled with top-tier athletes, nearly 1 in 5 of the most dangerous fouls targeted a single rookie. This wasn't random. It felt intentional.
So there's a hot topic going on right now. Caitlin Clark says she got cheap shotted against the sky. I mean, throughout the season, she's been getting beat up. Hard screens, elbows, knocked down.
Game after game, the pattern became undeniable. This wasn't just physical basketball, it was targeted. Caitlin Clark faced punishing screens, excessive contact, and plays that clearly crossed the line from competitive to reckless. What should have been a season-long celebration of a generational talent became a nightly test of endurance. The most aggressive opponents quickly stood out. Angel Reese emerged as Clark's most visible challenger, using persistent physicality and verbal jabs to disrupt the rookie's rhythm. But the most talked about moment came from Kennedy Carter, whose shoulder check during a fast break went viral in seconds. These weren't routine plays. They were deliberate messages.
Clark! Hammer!
What made the situation even more frustrating was the lack of support from officials. Time and again, referees held their whistles on plays that would have drawn immediate fouls if they involved other players. As a result, Caitlin Clark was left to endure an overly physical style of play with little intervention, while also carrying the responsibility of leading a young and inexperienced Indiana Fever team. It was a demanding test, both mentally and physically, for the league's most high-profile rookie.
That's all I see. They try so long to get respect for women's basketball, and then they treat it like a junior high school girl's locker room. Junior high school girl antics on the court.
Through it all, Caitlin Clark displayed extraordinary composure. Despite facing treatment that would have driven many seasoned veterans to speak out, she never used her media presence to criticize officials or opponents. Instead, she kept her focus, played through the contact, and demonstrated a level of professionalism well beyond her rookie status. But the toll was undeniable, reflected in her performance, her body language, and her ability to play with the freedom that made her a star. The Indiana Fever's front office saw it all. They weren't about to let their franchise cornerstone continue absorbing that kind of punishment. Their response wasn't just about upgrading talent. It was a strategic move to build a roster designed to protect Clark and let her thrive.
Like, she needs an enforcer. And if it ain't going to be me, Michelle Rappaport, like, where is Charlize Oakley? Doesn't her team have like a Zavaria McDaniels or a Rakisha Mahorn? She needs like a goon on her team, because when your star player that's bringing so much money, so much attention to the league, and it's a collective, it's a bunch of them, it's been brewing.
This wasn't just about improving the win column. It was a statement to the entire league. Targeting. Caitlin Clark would now come with consequences. The Fever weren't just assembling a roster. They were building a protective wall around their most valuable player. But one critical question remained. Who would set the tone for this new mindset on the court? The team needed someone with the right blend of toughness, leadership, and a willingness to stand their ground. They found their answer in a 6.1 force of nature, a black belt in Taekwondo with a fearless reputation. Sophie Cunningham.
Caitlin Clark was getting hit a lot. She was getting hit a lot early, and they needed their Charles Oakley. You've got that in Sophie Cunningham.
Enter. Sophie Cunningham, a player whose reputation as a fierce competitor was well known, but whose true purpose in Indiana didn't become clear until she took the mic at training camp. Behind her impressive career, 37.8% shooting from beyond the arc, lies something even more valuable to the Fever. A warrior's mentality. Her words and presence sent a message that echoed far beyond practice, one that the entire league heard, loud and clear.
I think that's what they were doing in the offseason. They were trying to get winners, people who know how to compete, people who want to win, and put that together with experience, people who have championships. And so when you have that type of combination, and us kind of young bucks, I'm kind of a tweener, and then you have the vets, you know, you're just trying to be a sponge, you're trying to learn, you're trying to be good now, but at the end of the day, you're trying to be the best when it's preseason, right? And so that's why you have those vets, is so you can learn from them. They've been around the game for a really long time, and that's kind of the refreshing part about being on this team, is that everybody wants to learn, and so everyone's dialed in.
When Sophie Cunningham stepped into her first Fever media session, many expected the typical soundbites about fresh starts and team chemistry. Instead, she delivered 6 words that sent shockwaves through the basketball world. I'm here to make sure nobody takes cheap shots at our players. That stops now. In an era where athletes often stick to scripted, PR-friendly statements, Cunningham's blunt declaration landed like a thunderclap. Raw, direct, and impossible to ignore.
I do think that everyone knows that we have something special here. I think a lot of teams have a lot of teams that are special, a lot of rosters that are special, but can you put it together? Can you put aside your agendas? Can you come into work every single day when you're tired, when you're sore, and still get something done and stack the days? And that's what we're doing. Today was tough, you know what I mean? Like, we've been going for a long time. They haven't been, this is not an easy training camp, I'll tell you that, but I think we're gonna be better for it. And I think if you ask anyone, everyone kind of just feels that nice energy.